Biologics are a highly effective class of complex proteins and are highly temperature sensitive. They may lose potency and effectiveness when exposed to temperatures outside the required range or when exposed to light. Therefore, prescribed temperature conditions are maintained during manufacturing, shipping, storage, and at every link of the biologics supply chain. Management of temperature is equally important while handling investigational products, or IP, during clinical trials, as any temperature excursion while handling of IP kits may lead to wastage and dosing delays. Good cold chain management during clinical trials relies on three main elements: well-trained personnel, reliable transportation and storage equipment, efficient management procedures. Clinical site personnel play a very significant role in order to maintain IP stored at sites within prescribed temperature. Let's go to a clinical site and watch a study coordinator in action. This is Mary, and this is Lisa. Mary is a primary unblinded coordinator at the clinical site, and Lisa is the backup unblinded coordinator. Both are familiar with IP handling and storage procedures. Mary is aware that all IP shipments are sent in insulated boxes with a data logger inside. Once Mary receives a shipment of IP kits, she unpacks it immediately and stops the data logger. After examining the shipment box and its contents for any signs of physical damage, Mary cross-checks the contents with a packing slip to be sure they match and also checks that the tamper-proof seal on the IP kits is intact. Once Mary completes these steps, she immediately stores IP kits in the refrigerator maintained at 2 to 8 degrees Celsius. She ensures that IP kits are kept in original boxes without opening to prevent light exposure and that there is sufficient space between IP kits for airflow. Next, she checks if there is a bell sign on the data logger, which indicates that a temperature excursion has happened. Lastly, she downloads the data from the data logger and shares it with Unblinded CRA or Unblinded Project Manager through email. She acknowledges the receipt of shipment in IWRS and files the shipment documents in the site folder. But what if Mary had any concerns about the shipment temperature excursion during transport, damage, seal open, mismatch? In that case, she immediately quarantines the IP kits by putting them in a plastic bag and labels it as Do Not Use. She stores the quarantined kits in refrigerator maintained at 2 to 8 degrees Celsius and immediately updates the quarantine kit number in IWRS. She then fills the product complaint form and sends the same along with data logger readings to Unblinded CRA or Unblinded Project Manager via email. And what if Mary reports sick and is unable to attend? Well, Lisa acts as the unblinded backup coordinator, and being aware of best practices ensures that the IP kits are handled properly. It is critical to ensure that temperature is maintained between 2 to 8 degrees Celsius during storage. Majority of the temperature excursions happen due to mishandling of the storage equipment. That is why Mary needs to avoid these common errors while storage. Overstocking and placing the kits in high-risk locations. Using freezer storage in household combination unit. Turning unit thermostat to coldest. Turning the refrigerator off for cleaning. Leaving unit door open for long periods. Continuing to use old, poorly functioning unit. Not monitoring storage temperatures. No alternate storage plan in case of emergency. Choosing the right storage equipment is the first step in good temperature management. It is recommended to use standalone units with only a refrigerator section and no freezer. Dormitory-style refrigerators shall never be used for storage. Mary not only knows about the right kind of refrigerator, but also the right placement method. She ensures that the storage unit is always placed in a well-ventilated room, at least 4 inches from the wall. While keeping the IP kits into the refrigerator, Mary follows some recommendations. She avoids the top and bottom shelves of the refrigerator and places the kits in the center refrigerator space, inside designated storage trays positioned 2 to 3 inches from refrigerator walls. She also places water bottles at designated places, as this would help to stabilize temperatures, minimize effects of frequent door opening and closing, reduce defrost cycle impact, prevent inappropriate drug placement. Temperature monitoring is imperative to good temperature management. Mary knows this well and monitors the temperature of the refrigerator diligently. She also follows many best practices. Mary uses a digital data logger for continuous monitoring. The data logger is calibrated and has a valid certificate of calibration. She also has a backup data logger at the site. She makes sure that the temperature monitoring device is buffered and temperature probe is immersed into a vial filled with glycol or glycerin. She places the logger probe and bottle setup in a tray in the center of the refrigerator. The bottle setup is fixed in place with tape or a bottle stand is used. She has attached the logger display to outside of the refrigerator. Mary is trained on how to set up and read the data logger and use data. Mary reads and records the temperature at least 2 times each workday, accompanied by the date and time of each reading, and for accountability, initials the record sheet. She downloads logger data at defined frequency and sends to the unblinded CRA or unblinded project manager. She reports temperature excursion promptly to unblinded CRA or unblinded project manager. To perform her job to the best of expectations, she abides by these 4 R's of monitoring refrigerator temperatures. Read temperatures daily. Record temperatures on a standard form. Reset after each temperature reading. Respond by taking action if temperature is outside 2 to 8 degrees Celsius and document this action. By following best practices for temperature monitoring, Mary and Lisa have helped to maintain prescribed temperatures, thereby helping to avoid dose delays and wastage of life-saving medicines and ensuring that patients get required medicines at right time. Because good health can't wait.